Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a PayPal and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly though, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on social media. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Sleeping Warrior, Mark, Jose, Iron Realm Media, Chocolate Saying, Captain Capslock, Arwin, and Alan. Good to have you all.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Hello.
Right, so we've not heard from Adam Meakin or Mr. Doxy, so let's stimulate some conversation.
Oh, I've got a question. It is flat Earth related, but it's more a little bit of opinion gathering. I was chatting with Gary and Dee Dee, the organisers of last year's Flat Earth conference, and we're obviously doing. You'll know a bit, Tony, about what's happening this year, but the one they're really involved with is the Amsterdam conference, and I'm kind of like well buzzing. You know what I mean? A wicked trip to Amsterdam, and I just wondered, particularly like Arwin, with him being over there as well, what the feeling was over there, and also whether Alan
About what
maybe
exactly?
make the trip. I was waiting for him in Birmingham this year, and I never saw any bomb scare in Tesco's.
What?
I've just realised what you're on about.
I don't know. Can you fill us in on the in-joke?
Very funny, Adam. Very funny.
It's an indirect way of saying he's being called out.
Well, no, he promised he was coming, and I remember the following week he claimed he couldn't get there because there was a bomb scare in Tesco's, and I went out for a sandwich and there was none of that. So I'm just wondering whether he'll meet me for a coffee.
I don't think he will.
I'm meeting you at Christmas, aren't I?
Maybe.
On your activism,
Maybe.
the old speaker's corner thing.
Saying it and doing it are two different things, though, Ali. Talking the talk and walking the walk's not the same
Well,
thing.
I told you where I live now, so there you go.
Well, Adam, if you invite Alan for an ice cream, I don't think he's gonna deny that offer.
Ice cream in winter's not a good thing.
Nice bit of cake. I'd have got him. Tesco with a good range, don't they, Alan?
So let's get back to it. Is Alan going to go to Amsterdam is basically what you're asking, and is Arwin going to go to Amsterdam is basically what you're asking.
Are you?
I am considering it. I haven't made a decision either way.
There's a handy link for you, Adam.
fu.com, what's that about?
Thanks, Alan.
Shut up. So, yeah, I'd like to go to Amsterdam. That'd be a great day out. Great weekend. We could all drop off at Utrecht and meet Arwin. Some great canals, some great statues, some nice churches.
You'd have to come and visit Utrecht if you want to see me, really. I'm not coming to Amsterdam just for you.
Why not?
What was
Alan,
the date?
you're
gonna wear a mask.
that I'm not willing to spend.
Was it the
That's why.
17th of April?
No, it's going to be at the end of September.
No. When did you arrange to meet Alan? Was it the 17th of April?
It wasn't a formalised date, but he did claim he was going to go. So I was.
No, sorry. Delivered on Tuesday. So this is back referencing from the 17th. I'd have to look at a calendar to work it out, which I can't be asked to do right now.
And
This
day
article
is
you've
this
posted,
Flat
Alan,
Earth
is from the
conference in
17th.
Amsterdam.
So it's the Tuesday before the 17th, if that's accurate. He's just posted a link to a bomb scare that happened in Birmingham on that date, if that's the correct date.
It is. There you go.
Well, we'd have to double check that, Alan. But, thank you for the link.
You're welcome.
To be honest, this is a bit of a farce because who cares? It's not really that important. Again, it's a bit off topic.
Well, it should be a good weekend out. Listening to Hall the Hypernormalization. I wonder if the European version will be as religious.
No.
As what? The globe belief?
No, as religious as the American version.
Of what? The globe?
Of the FE conference.
Oh, right. I was specifically referencing the religious zealots who believe in a globe.
I know you like to get back on topic, but me and Adam are having a discussion, so...
Yeah.
What
Flat
do you
Earth
think
being
it was?
religious. Your topic of discussion with Adam was about Flat Earth being religious. And my point, absolutely on topic, is that globe heads are zealots with a religious belief in a globe-shaped Earth. Based on an assumption a guy made. Right?
I don't have a problem with it. It's people's opinions, and if they're talking like that, you have a choice of whether to listen to that bit or not. There's all the conferences. There was a wealth of opinion. A lot of it, pretty much in Alwyn's kind of theoretical realms of, and I see nothing wrong with that. Martin Kenny's display was fantastic. Do you know what I mean? I didn't for 1 minute take it as real, but it was good to see how people are imagining and enjoying the topic as well in a engaging with it with thought. I see nothing wrong with presenting those ideas. They're not being presented as fact. They're being presented as putting together historical stuff to build a model. Oops. So I've got no problem with religious views being aired there. Flat Earth, all conventions are made up of people of all walks of life, and I don't take offence at hearing another person's opinion. I have to listen to ballers often enough, and I don't get irate at that. And as long as nobody's trying to force it on you, Alan, I don't see why you have it as an issue.
No, I wasn't bringing it up as an issue.
Oh.
More a point of difference.
No, I do think, well, the reason it's not so much, I think what they're trying to go for, certainly in the Amsterdam one, is more scientific speakers this year. So adding a new layer, because obviously, the first one is a lot more introducing the people that have made the flat Earth realm.
Are you trying to keep it cryptic with we're going to introduce science and new layers?
I think there will be science. Will be integral. Actually, starting to use some science and also some tests that the guys will be doing. So I think there'll be stuff linked with FE Core that will probably be doing stuff. I know me and Zach are trying to come up with a little exhibit, an interactive exhibit that deals with some of Zach's formula and try to share that. So I think it's trying to grow. I'm not being cryptic. I don't know much because I'm not the organizer. You know what I mean? I'm helping out and chatting to the guys. So I know you said the date. As far as I'm aware, it's going to be towards the end of September, both events, because there's both the UK one, which I think's in the Midlands somewhere. It's not Birmingham. I don't think exactly this year. It's a bit.
There's plenty of time for Alan B to get a plastic surgery and look like the guy in the Avatar here.
What's up, Flip Flop? Anyway, Mark, how are you?
Let me show my mic on. Yeah, I'm good, gentlemen. How are you?
I'm very good. You looking forward to the Yule break?
I hate Christmas.
Why?
Come on, you tell me. Everything's
It's all about the meats.
the what?
The meats.
Pork, lamb.
Robin.
I've gone for beef, ham, and a capon, Alan.
No turkey.
No, too big a turkey. I've gone for a capon, big chicken.
Anthony, will you share my screen, please?
Me? I don't know how to do that.
No, sorry, who did I say?
That's all right.
Don't you mean Nathan?
Yes, I
I
can.
said I meant Nathan. Oh, hang on. Let me shut this dog up. Hang on.
It's just like my
Yeah, like Sleeping Warrior. Every time he's gonna talk, the dogs mess with him.
Yeah, there's a riot in the background. Abuse calls the cries from the border.
You're presenting whenever you're ready, Mark. You're on.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm out of breath now. Chasing after
It's
that
good to
dog.
have you back, Mark.
It's good to be back. Conspiracy Catz has brought me here.
What?
Anthony. Well, his video was.
You mean? What do you mean? Conspiracy Cats have brought you here?
Because I've got a reply to him. I think we're missing something.
Oh, he's done some good then, Mark.
I've
Anthony.
been watching, actually, guys, I've been watching some shows about, like little things about how dumb Americans are, and they got flat earthers, like basically the flat earth debate, followed by how retarded Americans are.
Yeah, the problem straight away there, Mark, is that you're looking up on the right there, right?
No. There's no problem for me.
Okay.
You gave a couple of figures of the angular size of the two mountains.
I did.
Can you remember what they were?
1.5, 1.7, I think it was, 1.69.
Yeah, 1.5 to go to 1.7.
Sorry,
to know what
got to interrupt
percentage-wise.
already. I'm really sorry. But, Captain Caps Lock, are you there for this conversation?
Yes, I'm here.
Cool. Just checking you're paying attention. Hopefully you'll pipe up as well.
Does anybody know the difference between 1.5 and 1.7 as a percentage?
Yeah,
The increase of the 1.
it's 20% of 1%.
Yeah,
Sorry,
what's that?
20% of 1.
Yeah, to increase 1.5 to 1.7, it's a 15% increase.
No, it's not.
Oh, it is.
It's 15% of 1 degree.
No. You've got 1.5 and you're going to increase it to 1.7.
Yeah.
So what percentage of increase?
So 1.5 degrees to 1.7 degrees. Well,
Yes.
you've got your baseline of 1. So you're going from 1.5, that would be half, and then to 1.7, there's a difference of 0.2. So that's 20% of 1 degree.
So what are you saying? Is it more? It's more than 15? Is that what you're saying?
Well, Nick's got it. Hold on, just to get it concise. So Nick's got it in the chat. 13.333% increase.
That's a massive increase, isn't it? It sounds small.
Hang on, it's not 13.3% increase.
Yes.
We're talking of 1 degree. It's 20% of 1 degree.
Just want to say a massive.
1.5,
Hold on,
1.7,
sorry. Just want to say a thank you,
13.33.
massive thank you to Nick for all his support. Really appreciate it.
13.33, Tony.
13.33 what?
Percent.
Increase.
We're talking
Talking in different units, guys, that's all.
Yeah, we're talking in different units.
Anthony's expressing it as a percentage of a degree, and you're expressing it as a percentage growth of 1.
Yeah, no, because it sounds a very small value, 0.2 of a degree. Sounds very small, but over the distance, if you turn it into a percentage, it gives you a more accurate idea of what should be obstructed and how much the back has diminished.
Mark's talking about a proportional increase, and when you express it as 13%, that sounds about right. But it's a proportional increase that Mark's describing, as opposed to a percentage increase that Anthony describes that sounds a lot smaller than it actually is. Proportionately, in the picture.
Yeah. Well, can you see this? Can you see my screen?
Sure.
Yeah.
But somebody needs to-
Anthony, let me finish off what I'm trying to say. I'm on your side, don't forget.
No, listen, someone needs to mute. There's somebody with background noise that needs to mute when they're not speaking.
Yeah, that's Captain Caps Lock.
That's my bad. I've asked him to join in on the conversation. So yeah, if you can hover the mute button, Captain Caps Lock. But I'm just hoping he does pipe up, and I don't want anybody to stop him from doing so. That was all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark. You are presented, Mark. So go ahead.
Right. Okay. So he's put us on a mountain, hasn't he? Of 300 foot high or something, or 300 meters. And he's gone up this way to demonstrate his point and give a wrong conclusion as well. But nobody's gone down this way.
Correct. That's what we're saying.
You see the difference there. Uranus starts a lot higher from your position anyway.
Correct.
And if it's reduced, and if the reduction is that we're working with 13%, then it puts everything into perspective. And what he's saying is you should be able to see the top. It's absolute crap.
I agree.
Absolutely. It ignores perspective. Well put.
It's wrong.
We've got to look at where the obstruction is St. Helens peak. So if it's the obstruction, it's obstructing the height, the base height of Rainer, which is not taken into account from Conspiracy Cat's video. So I think that's the major flaw. Well, the major flaw is doing a side projection anyway. But he's ignoring half of the perspective. That's my point. But you've already concluded anyway.
So can I say something?
Go ahead, Captain Capslock.
My point is that over shorter distance, the ground is angling in a different way than it would over a long distance.
Well, then
we agree on this.
That should appear on the diagram, then, shouldn't it? The sea level drawn here, the blue line should be going upwards on the left hand. It should be higher on the left hand side.
The problem is that the line stops at the horizon. You know, it can't go any further. So if you have an object in greater distance, it cannot be subject to the same divergence as the subject in the foreground. Because, for example, if he would stand more to the left and he could see at the through the side of Mount St. Helens, he would not be able to see the base of Mount Rainier anyways, because it's behind the visible horizon.
Precisely.
What I'm trying to say is the ballers, they put the horizon on a flat Earth in an infinite distance, when in reality the line of convergence ends at your horizon and not at an infinite distance. So if you would put the numbers into the calculator, it should show Mount St. Helens already at the horizon, and not at.
The horizon meets your eye. So if you were 300 meters up above on a mountain, then your horizon would be eye level. What he's done here is he's drawn eye level above, but in perspective, the sea level would be at your eye height. So it's a total obfuscation. It's so inaccurate that this diagram to draw a wrong conclusion or a preconceived conclusion.
Well, by drawing it in this manner, right? So, am I correct in saying that Everest is bigger than both of these mountains? Is that correct? Just a yes. Go on. Just agree. Just play along.
Okay, play along.
So yeah, so you'd agree that Everest is bigger. Let's pretend for 1 second that you line up St. Helens, Rainier, and Everest at a much, 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 much further distance, right? And then you draw it like this. You know what you can do? You can draw a straight line from the little triangle on the right that Mark's got here, all the way to Everest. And you know what? According to that line that you draw, you should see Everest. bigger than Rainier. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
And back in the day, 3 years ago, people would ask me that. Why can't I see the Eiffel Tower from America? Well, because it's too small. It's in the distance, right? It's got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and then reached the diffraction limit, then disappeared. It's too small to see. But according to this diagram in side elevation, you should see everything for an infinite distance.
Provided you had a telescope powerful enough.
I mean, honestly, even if you were to ask a kid, why can't you see the Eiffel Tower from New York? The kid would say, because it's too far. Like, it's just common sense.
Another great example of hypernormalization there.
Sorry to break off topic. Does anybody know why chocolate milk turns rubbery the next day if you didn't put it in the fridge?
Yeah, because the milk curdles.
No, it's not. It still tastes good. Just it's rubbery.
Sorry. So, Mark, did you want to make any summary points to close? I've still got you presented.
No, not really. Just the diagram doesn't represent reality whatsoever.
Right,
So
I agree.
you can't draw any conclusions from it unless you've got a preconceived idea.
Well, can I make a supplementary point then? So let's pretend for a second that Rainier and St. Helens switch places. So if you, I don't know if you can pick up the little line that you pushed at.
So hang on. Let me just take it back a bit. Deselect. Don't apply. I've messed about with. Oh, there we go. But what is it you wanted?
Just put the big line that you've got represented as Rainier, the actual line that you've drawn for the mountain. Move the mountain.
What? Move the mountain further away, or
no, closer to the person.
Oh, right. Okay. Let's try.
Or just draw a new square. That's fine. Just draw a new square the same size as.
I'll do it this way.
Okay.
Edit, copy, edit, paste, and then start shifting it.
Right. Perfect. Now stick that on the right hand side, next to your person, your triangle. Keep going. All the way.
Yeah.
Right. Keep going past St. Helens. Right. Stop. That'll do. So in this depiction, it makes no difference that the mountain that we've now drawn in the foreground is the exact same size as Rainier in the background. It makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. Now, if you were to draw this in a perspective view, the mountain in the foreground is blocking the view of everything. Completely blocking everything. But according to this diagram, you've got two things, and ultimately speaking, they're the same size. They're not. The one in the foreground is bigger, blocking your view of everything in the background. Doesn't matter how big the thing in the background is, it's never going to be seen because you've got perspective blocking the view of things. So all of the boats over the horizon, they deny this. When you have things in the foreground, waves, that block tiny things that have got smaller in the background. And they go Earth curve because it's beyond this distance and the curve calculator says so. But in reality, in this side elevation, the sizes of things don't change. So you've moved this mountain closer to the observer, but its physical size hasn't changed at all. It's still the same size as the one on the left. This line on the left, called Rainier, and this one flashing, are the same size in this depiction, side on. But if you were to draw it in perspective view, suddenly you've got something absolutely ginormous in front of you, and Rainier's in the distance. You can't even see it. Anyway.
Which was my original position. You shouldn't even see this because St. Helens should be blocking it.
Can I add something to this?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you would check out the picture I linked in the chat, I put into the chat, it's a very simplified version of what I'm trying to say. But if anyone could present it for a second.
You're presenting anyway, Mark, if you want to bring it up. If you can click on the link in the side chat.
In the side chat, no, I can only get a bomb scare in the side chat.
I think he means in the Hangouts chat. Arwin might be able to.
Yeah.
Arwin, are you there? All right.
No, he's not. Can you get into the back chat, Anthony?
That again?
Can you do it? I don't think Arwin's around.
Yeah, why not?
Just give us a couple of seconds, Captain Caps Lock, and Anthony will get it out of the back chat and present it, hopefully. Should be the work of but a moment, those of you in the audience. We appreciate your patience.
By the way, while we're waiting, something that was brought up, if the sun is 93 million miles away, then why is it that there's such a huge temperature change from day to night in the distance that the Earth travels, or you travel away from the sun? In that
Gravity. Right, so let's look at this picture, Nathan. I agree with this. The actual ground runs parallel to your feet. However, the way we see it, it rises up to eye level. This is absolutely right. But if there's something that goes beyond your point of vision that you can't actually see, because our eyes are not bionic, we can't see to Paris from the east coast of America. If something,
let's explain really quick.
Pardon?
Do you see the line with the infinity sign?
Yes.
The ball earthers will claim that every object that is in a distance from you will align on this line, a line that actually never meets exact eye level. But this is not the truth, because at your visible horizon, the convergence line already meets. So if in order to get the infinity line, you need to raise an altitude. If you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Arwin was the first to draw it almost identically to this about 6 months ago.
Yeah, he called it the optical slant.
Yep.
And this would also explain the picture of Conspiracy Catz perfectly, because the visible horizon is in front of Mount Rainier. It's not behind Mount Rainier. If you, for example, go on Google and you take pictures, you look at pictures that were taken from high altitude, then you see exactly what you would expect, that Mount Rainier is higher. But if you go down, the angling up becomes stronger than over a long distance. So what I'm trying to say is that the ground can only angle up for so long until it meets the horizon line.
Just for the audiences, sorry, the Hangout doesn't get this.
It's far beyond the horizon, can't be subject to the same convergence as the one that is within the horizon. Doesn't make sense.
So for the audience only, Gleam has done the same thing for Miles Davis's observation. So I'll just check that it all fits on screen. Just give me a couple of seconds. Not quite. Let's just reduce it a little bit. There we go. So now it's all on screen. So thank you very much, Gleam. That's Miles Davis's version of the same thing. Epic. I love it. Smashing these ballers' heads in. I absolutely love it.
Oh, can you also present my original?
Yeah, go ahead, Arwin. This is Arwin's
I haven't
from...
presented.
Yeah, this is Arwin's from quite a while back. Pretty much exactly the same as what Captain Caps Lock's just done. You were ahead of the game, Arwin. I credit you with this a lot. We ridiculed you over this.
And
I remember that well, but this is a good payoff.
And just remember, Arwin, I actually supported and agreed with you on this. Do you remember?
Yeah, you did. Eventually, yes.
No, I did. I supported you because the optical slant we were pushing for ages. Alan, do you disagree?
You guys were kind of on the fence about it. Like, yeah, maybe, we're not sure. And then eventually, yeah, you did.
Alan, what do you think of the optical slant? Right, though, isn't he? You might laugh, but he's right.
You reckon? Yeah,
that's how we see. We see everything converges to a vanishing point.
Yeah, I think we should discuss this further because it totally debunks their argument what we are supposed to see on their flat Earth calculation.
Well, that was my position. We shouldn't see what Conspiracy Catz has told 10,000 people is that we should see it on a flat Earth, the way he tells it, and we shouldn't. It's completely wrong. He's misrepresented our position, and I'm calling it nonsense, shit, lies, and dishonesty. He should know better.
Have he got 10,000 subscribers already?
Let's not worry about that. Let's just ask the question in a slightly different way, Alan. So, based on the depiction drawn by Conspiracy Catz with a line that goes off infinitely potentially, would you agree that we should see Everest at any distance, like that depiction depicts?
On a flat Earth, you would.
No.
So hold on. So you believe that the Earth being flat means that we can see infinitely?
Well, if it was behind Rainier, you'd be able to see Everest. Of course you would.
So you don't think that, given that it would be a few thousand miles away, it wouldn't shrink with distance?
Can't happen on a flat Earth.
Sorry, I'll ask my question again. So would you say that something getting farther away would not reduce in size because the Earth is flat? That makes no sense, Alan. Things still would reduce in size on a flat plane.
Is it taller than Rainier?
Yes.
Then you would still be able to see it on a flat Earth.
No.
So, Alan, you believe that if the Earth is flat, things stop getting smaller into the distance?
No,
Can I
it's
just
probably
say-
Everyone shut up. Shut up.
Oh.
Alan, I'll repeat the question because my own panel wants to obfuscate it. So you believe if the Earth is flat, things stop, this is a fact of life, they do, stop getting smaller into the distance, Alan. That's what you believe. That's what you've just stated.
No,
In
that's not
fact,
what I said.
I'm just going to confirm what Alan has said rather than asking it. Alan has just stated that if the
I-
Earth was flat, things would stop getting smaller with distance. You sound like a complete buffoon to make such a stupid assertion, Alan. Things would still get smaller with distance even if the Earth was flat.
That's not what I said.
So, Alan, ask again. Given that it's several thousand miles away and would reduce in size with distance, do you believe, as depicted by Conspiracy Catz, that we would, in that depiction, side elevation, be able, as it suggests we could, to see Everest from any distance on a flat plane?
How far behind Rainier was it?
Sorry, Alan. On Conspiracy Catz' depiction, it would suggest that you could see Everest at any distance. That's what his depiction suggests.
Have you got his depiction to put up? Pop it up?
No, Alan, that is what he has said. He has said the mountain behind is bigger, therefore it should be bigger, even though it's further away. That's literally as retarded as a 2-year-old's comprehension of things being close and far. My 2-year-old can comprehend that. But Conspiracy Catz has told his audience that because a mountain is physically larger, it should remain that way, even though it's further away. Now, what I'm asking you is, given that the depiction actually shows that to be the case, just a line drawn between something that is small, close to you, and something big, far away, that does suggest that you should see a mountain that is taller at any distance. However, things get smaller with distance, Alan.
Yes, they're reduced with visible resolution.
So you wouldn't see, as his Conspiracy Catz depiction suggests, be able to see a taller mountain at any distance then. So it's wrong, as we assert.
It would disappear from the line of sight, but if you had a mega zoom, you'd be able to see it.
No. You have a diffraction limit on a camera. Do you not understand the diffraction limits on cameras? You can't... Hold on, I'm finished, Alan. So you think...
okay.
So, Alan, I haven't finished!
Okay.
You think I'm going to kick you out. You think
No,
a camera can see forever, Alan?
Explain to me how diffraction in a camera works.
Sorry, Alan, do you think a camera can see forever?
No.
So it has a limit to how far it can see?
Of course, yes.
Right, so in Conspiracy Cat's depiction, it suggests that you can see forever. The only thing that limits that is the height of something. So Everest, in his depiction, can be seen at any distance because it doesn't account for the fact that things get smaller with distance. That would be perspective, and it is ignored in that depiction, Alan.
Yes, but...
Not yes, but Yes, but that's wrong. We do have perspective. You can't see Everest from anywhere, and the Earth is obviously and observably flat. But the way you misrepresent the flat Earth is to say that we should see Everest at any distance, and we should not, because we have perspective, the thing that's been replaced with what you call curvature. You claim we can't see it because Earth curve stops us. No, perspective stops us. That's not accounted for in Conspiracy Flaps and his ludicrous side-on elevation that suggests you can see things forever. That's wrong.
So, I don't know where that strange noise is coming from, but it's really irritating. So, on a flat Earth, theoretically, with an infinite zoom, would you ever see Everest?
No, Alan. It would get
There's still obstruction from air clarity, and it will fall into the miraging zone at an increasing rate over distance. So, yeah.
So what we're saying there...
There's a limit to how high you can see at what distance.
So what we're saying there, on a flat Earth, with an infinite zoom...
No!
We wouldn't see
Unbelievable, Everest. Retard. You cannot see forever. There is no infinite... There is no infinite zoom. The way it's depicted is not real. You can't see forever, Alan. The depiction says you can. That's why it's wrong.
I only proposed an idea there, Nathan. No need to shout.
No, this is taught to children. We're taught that the Earth's a sphere. This calculator is the thing that they use as proof of it.
So on a flat Earth with an infinite zoom, we still...
There is no infinite zoom!
There is on a flat Earth, apparently, according to the globalists.
Basically, because you think that you could see your own ass in a telescope on a clear enough day with a powerful enough zoom, that's the same thing that we're laughing at right now with your question about whether or not you would see Mount Everest from London. It's the same thing. You can't do it. It's too far away. It's too small.
Look, I did propose an infinite zoom.
Sorry, show it me. Show me where I can buy one.
I just proposed it, Al.
Well, let's not propose nonsense. Let's not just make stuff up. Yeah, we're talking about reality, Alan.
Wait, someone proposed satellites a long time ago.
Oh, thank you, Mark. I'm trying to talk about infinite zoom. Just change the subject completely, I would.
No, it's about
it's on Alan,
the same level.
Excuse me.
Completely
Alan,
made up.
Excuse me. Alan, there is no infinite zoom, even though Conspiracy Cat's depiction suggests there should be.
What about if we use the Hubble?
Sorry. There is no infinite zoom. Hubble has a diffraction limit, if it exists at all. There is a limit to how far you can see. There is no infinite zoom. However, Conspiracy Flaps shows the world that flat earthers could or should see forever with a misrepresentation that ignores perspective.
Can I not use the Hubble?
Are you sure the Hubble doesn't have...
Oh my God. So, Mark, so you're going to take this bait? You're going to take the bait, are you, Mark? You're going to take that bait, are you, Mark?
No, what I'm saying is that with these folks always go on the supposition you have not seen the stuff. Like, I don't know.
So, Alan, there are no infinite zooms. You can't do that. But that's what his depiction shows.
Well, I think Hubble could do it.
Sorry, have you been to Hubble?
I've seen the pictures from it.
Oh, really? Well, it's not an infinite zoom. Diffraction limits apply to all of this equipment, including Hubble. So you're wrong again. There is a diffraction limit, including Hubble, if we assume it's correct, even though you've not used it or been there or seen it. So, no, Hubble cannot see forever.
Hubble would do it. Well done, Alan. Good point. Excellent arguing there.
Sorry. Rumpus, does Hubble have a diffraction limit?
Yes, it does, but it's well within the capability of the Hubble telescope to see Everest from, say...
Prove
so,
it.
as I asserted and Rumpus just claimed was true, Hubble cannot see forever. It does have a diffraction limit, as conceded. You will not come here to lie and doublespeak. As asserted, Hubble does have a diffraction limit. It cannot see forever. Fact. So, no, there are no infinite zooms, and the depiction given by Conspiracy Catz is wrong for that very reason.
Flaps, not cats. Flaps.
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 So,
Nathan,
no, Anthony, I want a concession. We don't have an infinite zoom camera, therefore his depiction is wrong, Alan.
I concede. I concede.
Where's the rattling coming from? So, Nathan, what does diffraction do in cameras?
There is no diffraction limit-free camera. Cameras do have a diffraction limit. There are no infinite zooms, and that is what is depicted by Conspiracy Catz to misrepresent the world that you claim flat earthers think they live in.
Doesn't answer the question. What does diffraction do?
Chops off the bottom of things.
When you look over a flat surface.
Bye-bye, Alan.
Yeah, but I think his question is, what does the camera do with diffraction? But it doesn't. It simply observes it and captures it. It sees that
It's
phenomenon.
a part of the optics.
Yeah, it's part of the glass.
Hey, Chris Berry.
Hey guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but the zoom is anyways not able to push the horizon further than it is. You can only increase the view on something that you can already observe, you know what I'm trying to say? So even if a camera has an infinite zoom, it can still only make the things that are at the horizon infinitely big, but it could never increase the distance of the horizon.
Correct.
So this point is invalid anyways.
So, I guess we're back to square one with Conspiracy Catz. Its misrepresentation of what it should look like on a flat plane is wrong. I think what we need to do is rally up the troops on our side to go over to Conspiracy Flaps. Well, it's Baldy Catz, isn't it? That's his channel name on that video. Just go over and tell him that he's misrepresented our position, and it's basically he needs to redo the video, or at least remove the video, because he's got it wrong.
The problem that LMB, for example, has is that he puts everything that he sees in the distance on this infinite long angling up until the horizon. For this reason, he says, doesn't matter if Mount Everest is smaller, but it should appear higher. But this is not what we observe.
Correct.
The angling up has its finishes. It doesn't go on forever like they would assume. It's impossible to observe this. Only what you see is subject to perspective.
The thing is, Conspiracy Catz is never going to accept it because he's a science teacher, and I've already given him evidence that he should be accepted, and he refuses to accept it anyway. So that's why I think that the guy that I originally first met is not the guy that we're being presented with now. He's changed. Or he misrepresented himself in the first instance, whichever. So where do we go from here then? What do we do?
Keep battering them? I mean, ultimately speaking, the point will never change. What they do is they misrepresent the flat earth and say that you should see forever. And the reason that misrepresentation exists is because they've excluded perspective from it. So what they're going to then say should happen with perspective, the perspective they remove from their misrepresentation of the flat world, is say that that effect is then curve. So your flat world doesn't work because you can't see Everest. Oh really? Well, we wouldn't see it anyway. It's too far to see. No, you should. Because look, in this side elevation, you should see it. But that's what we're pointing out. And they want to say, well, no, but if we had an infinite zoom. But that's our point. You know, literally, like they do. They point your point out back to you. Oh, well, if we had an infinite zoom. No, we don't. We don't see forever. There's a diffraction limit. They go, well, what about Hubble? Yeah, that's got a diffraction limit too. Then Rumpus comes on. Oh, I think Hubble could do it. Has Hubble got a diffraction limit? Oh, yes. So it can't see forever. Indeed.
That was my young fella.
Oh, right. I thought it was Alan talking about, Rumpus talking about diffraction. Sorry.
Hang on, select.
What's your question, Anthony?
It was Alan in the background then talking. Or Rumpus, I wasn't quite sure. It was difficult to tell the age between them two. Could have been either, that's what I'm saying.
You can't see forever.
Folks.
Yes, Mark.
Will you share my screen?
Yeah, go ahead. You're on.
Right. I've just been messing about with Photoshop here. And what I can actually put perspective into this now. See that? See his eye level. The horizon is at the level with his eye level. So that's the way it should be. Let me just see whether I can.
Show's going to round out slightly early, Matt, so this is going to be your winning point for the end of the show, just so you know.
Say that again.
Show's going to round out slightly earlier, because I've got an appointment to get to, unfortunately.
It's still showing the top there. But what he should be doing is having his eye level going to the end of the to the horizon, rather than having the horizon stay at a parallel line.
Correct. That's the optical slant.
Yeah.
It's a slant that doesn't exist in real world, but it's just the way our eyes work.
Optically.
I'm gonna work on this picture again.
Well, let's everybody give Arwin the shout out that he actually deserves, because he was the one that first mentioned this, as far as I'm aware.
Thank you.
Well done, Aldine.
Just trying to pay attention, just sizing up what I'm seeing.
As these guys give Arwin the kudos he deserves, I'm going to say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate, and of course a massive thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. If you hated the show, then smash the dislike button, but then smash it again. But if you liked it, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you've not done so already. Over on Nathan Oakley channel, which is my second channel, there is the pre-show along with the rerun of the last debate if you're a bit of a late riser and didn't catch it the first time. Once again, I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!